What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I just want to start off by saying I'm sorry for not being as consistent as I would like to be. I'm focusing on taking less trades throughout the month so that they're more high probability and just a better risk to reward trade. And it's kind of hard to fit recording, editing, and uploading a video into the tight schedule that I have day to day. But with that being said, I would like to go over a few trade recaps from yesterday and today that were some pretty good bangers that the market had let us take profitability on. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Okay, so before any time I trade, I immediately go to Forex Factory, and I have said this in the previous videos. This is a very good site for market news, and market news is very crucial before you go to start your trading day. So as soon as you look up Forex Factory, it'll bring you to this screen. I want you to start off by going to this green funnel over here. You can click that green funnel, and I want you to check off all currencies that you're not trading, or like that you're not focused on. So for me, I'm really only focused on USD because that correlates with the SPX 500 and the NASDAQ 100. But if you guys were trading Forex, then if you're doing the Canadian dollar and stuff like that, then you would of course want to have these checked. Either or, it goes for the entire market. So you can hit apply filter, and this is yesterday's date. So this is yesterday's news. And I always wake up at 7, and I like to trade either like 7 before market open or 9:30 market open to like 3:30. It kind of all depends on the news that day. So you can see for Thursday, we had some red folder news at 8:30, and then more red folder news at 9:45, and a medium impact news at 10. So I'm typically not going to be trading from the 8:30 to 10:30 kind of time frame. I got to let the market kind of react off that news being dropped. But I did catch a trade before that time. So, however, before this news drops, if the market is giving you an opportunity before news, go ahead and take it. So, that being said, we're going to jump back on the charts. So, again, before my trades, I'm going to the daily time frame, and I'm going to be looking for what market has previously been doing. As you can see on the NASDAQ, we are in an uptrend since April through May, and possibly heading into June, depending how this reacts off this imbalance here. But as of yesterday, when I took the trade, you can see this blue column marked out. We were still kind of overall in a downtrend, and we had these fair value gaps that we could react off of. So I was looking for an equilibrium move to 50% of these fair value gaps. So if I drop down to the 5-minute time frame, you can see that we had a inverse fair value gap, and it might be a small one, but it's still an inverse. Oh, stop magnetizing on that. I have to pull it out. Turn this magnet option off. Okay, you can see that we had a small inverse fair value gap, and then with that being displayed, we have another bearish fair value gap from here to here. And again, it's a small one, but we're going to go ahead and drop down to the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so on the 1-minute time frame, you can see this is that 5-minute fair value gap zone. We have one going in that's bullish and one coming out that's bearish, and then a 1-minute fair value gap along in this side area, which you can see price did not close above. So I didn't end up taking a short here, targeting just like, I think I was targeting these relative equal lows over here for this consolidation, but not exactly sure, because if you go to a higher time frame, you'll see that we were still in that fair value gap range on the daily time frame. So you kind of got to be careful where you're aiming in, because it could be a little bit choppy. But luckily for us, this played out perfectly, and I will show you guys the live execution for that right now. Okay, so as you can see, I think this was like a test buy. I just took a small buy position here, maybe worth like $1, $2, just to see what the market was going to do. And then I took my actual sell order here after I got the reaction from the 1-minute fair value gap, took out here because we were reacting off this fair value gap here, and took another sell position, eventually aiming lower. We hit our relative equal lows out of that consolidation earlier on, took out there, and then we took another final short position here, aiming for not sure what kind of low we were aiming for there, but you know, sometimes you don't have a profit target. Sometimes the market just goes and it rallies with no real point of interest. So that's what this was here, until I'm assuming we got down low enough here in that daily time frame fair value gap and started to get some rejection off of that. So that was a trade on Thursday. That was a beautiful execution before market open, and as you can see, we had some of that high impact news at 8:30, and right around 8:30, boom, market boomed up. So I'm sure you could have took a buy position off this, but me personally, I don't like trading during high impact or medium impact news events because market can be very unpredictable and it can swing price in ways that don't really favor your position. So I tend to stay away from that. But yeah, that is trade recap number 1. Okay, so with trade number 2, that would be earlier this morning before market open. Of course, we're going to go over and check the market. Friday, May 23rd, what do we got going on? Not too much. It's particularly a calm Friday to end the week, other than a medium impact news at 10 a.m. So I want to typically not be trading around this time. I'm not too worried about low impact news events because they really don't have any impact on the market. So we can trade during these times, no problem. But head back over to our live account and you can see before market open, there's always kind of this consolidation. So right now I'm just in the 5-minute looking at a breakout, so to speak, in a strong breakout. And so it's pretty obvious. You can see that breakout here. Strong bearish candle followed by another strong bearish candle with no wick on this candle, meaning the sellers are pretty much in full control here after this consolidation breakout. And obviously you can see fair value gap was left from this wick to this wick. Now, was I expecting this type of drop? No. But I'm glad it gave it to us because it was a beautiful trade this morning. And if we drop down to the 1-minute time frame, we'll go back. We see the actual execution here. 1 minute, this looks like the Niagara Falls. I mean, anybody who was watching this price action before would have just full ported short after they saw this. So you had a lot of sellers momentum. And so I ended up taking a position somewhere along in here. I'm not too sure. So we'll pop up the live entry right now. Okay, so it appears I took either a couple buys here that lost just to kind of see what the market is doing. I don't always have a perfect entry each time. I kind of throw in some choppy entries here and there just to see how the market is going to take it. So I think I threw in some buy orders here, maybe lost a few bucks again, and then I took my initial sell order. I took one here on this fair value gap, and then another one added to the entry here on these 1-minute fair value gaps. And as you can see, we come up, we hit that fair value gap zone, stop just below this swing high, and we just tank. I mean, this was a beautiful trade here. Ended up exiting right here for a, let's just do this entry here. I would have put my stop super tight because we know there's a lot of sellers momentum, so I don't need a super high stop. Would have put it, we'll just call it like halfway through this fair value gap. So that is still a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio trade and a very good execution before market open. And as you can see right now, it's kind of chopping, and just like I expected it to do, it's gonna hit equilibrium on this move down, because anytime you have a huge move down, there's always going to be another move up to retrace that. The market will never just keep falling, and the market will never just keep rising. There's always going to be some sort of consolidation or some sort of move up, move down, move up, move down trend to kind of support and resist these big moves. But that would be the end of the trade recap. A little bit of a short one. Like I said, I'm going to focus on uploading more. If you guys have any questions on, fair value gap updates, liquidity sweeps, break of structures, anything like that, let me know down in the comments below. Stay consistent, keep trading, and stay locked in.